Have two live reporters, 22 News reporter Shannon Halligan and Nicole Nalepa. They are both in Watertown right now, speaking to people who live in the area who have just been awake all night. Some of them stuck in their cars, not able to get to their homes as police continue this search. So let's check in with them now to find out what they can see where they are.
It's a very dangerous and developing situation here in Watertown this morning. I'm standing in the parking lot of the Watertown Mall, and just to give you guys an idea at home, Watertown is located 10 miles west of Boston. Now, a staging area, as I said, has been set up here. You can see over my shoulder, state police are here. We did have the SWAT team right behind me about 45 minutes ago. They have since pushed back. No word yet on why that is, but the perimeter, it's a 20-mile perimeter that has been set up here in Watertown. And there are residents here that got trapped as they're pretty much coming through on the main drag here. They were told by police that they had to come here into the mall and leave their car, and they are not allowed to leave until further notice. And I'm standing here with one of those residents here in Watertown. Joseph, thanks for joining us this morning. I know it's been a very long night for you. If you could just talk to me about, how you ended up here.
I was just out with my friends for the night, and I come home about 12:30. My buddy was giving me a ride home. And as we got over the bridge from the Boston side of the river, we seen all these FBI cars, cop cars, SWAT guys, all rushing this way. So he could only give me a ride halfway up the street, and he had to stop and turn around. So I got out. I says, I'll just walk home. But when I get up here, I was across the street for a little while. Then they told us to go back a block, and then finally they told us to come in here. And we're just waiting ever since. And it's been, 6 hours now, probably.
What were you thinking about at this point when police are telling you you had to come back in here?
Well, I called my sister to see what was going on, and she told me what was going on. I goes, oh, good, they'll probably catch him with all these cops. They'll catch him in half an hour, but apparently not. So.
Now, your family is in Watertown here. Have you been talking with them?
I talked to them 2 or 3 times, in the early morning hours, but then my phone died. Last I heard, they were all right. They locked all the doors and staying away from the windows. That's what the police told them to do.
Yeah, Mass State Police are warning residents in this community to stay inside, lock their doors, don't answer anyone that is not dressed in uniform. What is the situation going on in the neighborhood from what you were last hearing?
Well, my sister goes, it's a ghost town. There's not a soul in the streets. They are probably looking out the windows a little to see what's going on, but my brother-in-law's sister, she lives like a block away from us. She called and told them that the cops were going through her yard, yard to yard. And that's the last I heard from that. That was probably the last conversation I had.
How long have you been living in this area for?
I've been living here for about 4 years, but I grew up right here in Allston Brighton, right over the river. So it's only a mile from Boston right there. My whole life.
And how do you feel about the situation this morning?
I was telling somebody else, they were going to catch them, and it had to happen somewhere. It just happened to happen here, from MIT to here. So, it's crazy. Even when the bombings, it's insane.
How are you and your family, your friends here in this area, how are you guys coping through this all?
It's more anger than anything. I'm one of those guys, I want to rip their head off, but, I hope they kill the other guy too if they find him, but he'll probably, take hostages or something if he does. If he's not already caught yet, we don't know that yet.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. This investigation, as you can hear from the people that are living here, it is impacting so many residents here out in eastern Massachusetts, people here in Watertown, people in Cambridge, people in the surrounding neighborhoods. State police are going around knocking on doors. They're trying to find out more information on suspect number 2, asking people if they've seen anything unusual. Now, police are saying do not answer, lock your doors and only answer if it is someone dressed in uniform. But as you can hear from the people, this is very frightening and this is unheard of in this area out here. So we will be continuing to follow the very latest here. We are here in Watertown. We will be staying here until we find out more information. Live in Watertown this morning, I'm Nicole Nalepa for 22 News.